Now it's working. Great. Sorry that took a minute to set up. I should set it all up before I go live, but here we are. All right, you saw from the title, I have a story for you. So, I play in a jazz band once a week. I love it. It's so fun. We play every Monday night. I would love to gig more, but right now we just play as a trio just at one of our houses. And so I'm driving home last night. It was just before 10 o'clock. It was about 8 or 9:58-ish, just a couple minutes before 10. And I'm pulling up to this intersection where I'm going to turn left to go to the final stretch of my home. I'm like a mile and a half from my house. And so I turn left, or I'm about to turn left, and this car comes flying down the opposite way of my direction, and the windows are down, they're yelling, and before I know it, something hits my windshield, and I'm like, what the heck? And it's like almost like yogurt. There's like yogurt all over my front windshield, and it's a beautiful night. I have my window down. It was on my seat, on my shoulder, on my seat belt, all these different places, and my vintage drum set, which I'm not super happy about. But luckily, it came off of that really easy. I spent the morning kind of trying to scrub it off of the exterior of my car, and I tried to get it early in the morning so it wouldn't like sunbake on there. I don't know what this goo is. It's like white, and it smelled like bread dough almost, and it was very sticky. It almost had the consistency of yogurt. I wonder if it was like slime, or it had some weight to it, some bulk to it, like yogurt. I wonder if it was slime or I almost think, like it made me think of almost like sourdough starter. Some punk kid took his mom's sourdough starter and put it in a sandwich, or not a sandwich size bag, this little smaller one, like the snack size bag, and threw it at just some random person. It wasn't targeted at me or anything. As far as I could tell, it was like a 4-door. There were multiple kids in the car, windows down, hooting and hollering and stuff. And apparently, I was not the only person that filed something last night. I ended up calling the police as a non-emergency, hey, here's what happened. And I got a call back just this morning, and they said, yeah, this is actually a string of a couple of things that happened last night. So anyway, sorry I'm late today. I was planning on doing a live stream literally like 4 hours ago. But I couldn't because I have been detailing my car for the last couple of hours. I just showered. I'm all cleaned up and gussied up and everything now. And I feel like a fresh new man. I'm just a little frustrated that some random punk kids thought they'd be funny and throw a baggie full of goo at my car, and it took me hours to clean up inside and outside because I have my window open. 90% of it's on the windshield, and I got it off. But it was still really stuck on. It really literally was like bread gluten or glue or something stuck on there. And then the rest of it kind of splattered into my car, which is not a good thing. Yeah. So anyway, let's play the puzzles. I need that kind of purge, right? I need to sort of like find peace. I need to find my center again. And hopefully we can do that by playing the puzzles today. So here we go. Do you ever have those things that just kind of knock you off kilter? Yeah. I've had a series of things, one after the other, that have just sort of like knocked me off my, off the bull. I need to get back on the horse, I do, but holy cow, just one thing after the other lately. All right. Let's see. Oh, I also called the grocery store on the corner there, and I said, hey, do you guys have a... do you have a camera that looks over there? And they said, well, actually we do, but we're in a meeting. I'll call you back. So if I get a buzz in the middle, I may need to stop the live stream because literally I've been on the phone. If I'm not detailing my car this morning, I've been on the phone with, the local police and even my principal. Cause I was like, these kids, like I probably know these kids. Like the sad part about it, living so close and like teaching and all that, I see kids. It's funny. I see kids in the craziest places. My wife was like, "How do you know that kid?" I'm like, "Oh, he's in my photography class." You know, it looks like they know. So whoever did this, right? It's very likely that I know them, or I know a friend of theirs, or something. So it was a random attack. I hate to call it an attack, but it was kind of this like mini act of vandalism that just irked me, right? It just peeved me. All right, let's go over the connections. I'm feeling negative. Speaking of negative, there it is. Negative numbers. I shouldn't say those as two things, or as the same thing. Negative numbers, Sean, job, Pierce, sugar, stick, Roger, sure. I see a pattern here. Daniel, over, Shoban, maybe. Poke, copy, judges, and jab. Okay, so the first thing that stood out, I think Shoban, I'm assuming it's Shoban, sugar, and sure are the alternate S pronunciation. Yeah, I don't even know what Shoban means. I guess we'll have to look that up later. Maybe to pierce, to jab. Oh, no, jab, poke, and to stick. Okay, to get pricked. Oh, no way, that was the purple. Wait a minute. Like, I just registered that. That was the trickiest category, the purple one. That's what stood out first. That's kind of surprising to me, honestly. That's kind of surprising. Okay, so... Oh. Easy. Numbers is a book in the Old Testament. Daniel, not Job. And of course the book of Roger. No, I'm just kidding. The book of Judges. Could you imagine if there was a book called Roger? The gospel according to Roger. Who's Roger? I don't know. Roger, over, copy, negative. Okay, these are radio terms. Radio lingo. Hot dog, look at that. You guys, not only did we solve it pretty quickly, but we knew every answer. Like, a lot of times we're working on it and it's like, well, you know, maybe I'll figure this out. Like, whatever the fourth one is, whatever the last one is. You're like, how are these related? I knew how each of these were related today. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Is Tuesday just an easier puzzle? I don't know. Oh, people are asking, should I show pictures? Oh man, should I show a picture? Let's see if I could get a picture up there. Golly, where did I even put those pictures? I put them here. I called it Goo Attack. Goo Attack. Yeah, okay. Here, we'll start there. So, this was the right after the Goo Attack. Here, let's put it on full screen so you can see it a little better. So this was the attack. This was I was just right outside of a grocery store driving home. I'm driving home on the way home from jazz band, and a couple of kids, high school age kids, maybe juniors, seniors, I don't know, came flying by the opposite direction. I'm about to turn to go home, and they're flying, down the road, opposite me, and so the assailants, they were screaming and yelling outside of an open window of the car, and threw a baggie, like a sandwich size, not a sandwich size, like the smaller one, like a snack size bag, full of this goop. I thought it was yogurt. It had the kind of the consistency of yogurt, but it also sort of like was sticky. I don't know. Could have been like bread flour mixed with water, or I don't know. Anyway, it took forever to clean up today. It sucked to clean up because these little parts there, like, I don't know, I can't point to it because the green screen. But some of those parts I had to scrub before it ever, actually came off. That big goopy part, like right here, oh my gosh, that took forever to come off. So then here, I wanted to kind of get some photos of the aftermath. It's just all over my car. Oh my gosh, I was not happy. Okay, so anyway, that was that was my attack last night. Not very happy about that. I actually called the non-emergency police number, and then when they called me back today for a little bit more information, they actually said, yeah, this is kind of a rash of a couple different. It was a string, right? A string of kind of nonviolent, surprising but nonviolent things that happened last night in that same area, in that exact same. Like, I'm sure that grocery store actually got multiple calls. So yeah, not fun at all. But kind of a hassle. So sorry I'm late to my live stream today. We were detailing the car. So okay, for my random act of gooping. I don't even know what the goop was. It was like bread flour or like bread gluten or sourdough. It was gross. It was really gross. All right. Only rock that humans regularly eat. Oh, I know that. That's salt. Salt. We eat salt. 10-legged sea creature. What has 10 legs? An octopus has 8 legs. Squid. Like a lobster? Krill? Shrimp? I don't know. We'll come back to that one. 10-legged sea creature. Ones who might be cheesed off, annoyed, or chuffed to bits, happy. Is that a British thing? Or is this Brits? Maybe Brits. Right E. Right E. Righty? It's a question mark, so it's like a gimmick answer. I don't know. Is it like, you know what I mean? Like, the gimmick answer is supposed to be funny. Right E. I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that. It's probably wrong. A fencing sword is... Oh, I used to fill this one in all the time. I had this one crossword book that I did if ever I traveled, and I think it's like épée. I think. I don't know. We'll come back. Throw in the trash. Like toss. I don't know. It starts with an S. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Come up. Maybe arise. Okay, so this one's wrong. Arise. So I don't know what that one's going to be. I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to be. Cafe latte. Cafe latte. Espresso drink. Some people say espresso. No, it's espresso. Cable channel that airs March Madness games. TBS. Busy buzzer. A bee. 10-legged sea creature. Oh, duh. Crab. Duh. And then right E. To the right is east. East. Okay. Well, that's good. That's funny. I was actually headed east as I was about to turn north when I got hit. So that's kind of interesting. All right. The only rock that humans regularly eat, of course, salt. 10-legged sea creature, the crab. I forgot they had 10 legs. You just lose count of legs, I guess. Ones who might be cheesed off, they're annoyed, or chuffed to bits. I'm chuffed to bits. Or the Brits, I guess. Right E, east, is on the right side of the compass. Fencing sword, the épée. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I just remember having to fill that out many, many times. Throw in the trash. Scrap. Yeah, we're going to scrap something. To come up, to arise. Cafe latte is the espresso drink. Cable channel that airs March Madness games, TBS. And busy buzzer, a bee. A bee. Okay, Now, let's think about this. If I started with a word, what would I start with? How about trace? It'll give us 2 vowels. No way, it'll give us 2 vowels in the right place even. No way. Okay. Hold on. Hold the phone. Should we go for... Okay, no. We did this before. They totally goofed us up. I thought, I will totally just try and think of it now. And that's what the typical strategy is, right? You fall into this temptation of saying, oh, well, I know what that is. And then you try it, and then it's like totally wrong, right? So I'm gonna play my same strategy, even though it's even though I have 3 letters and 2 of them are in the right place. How about shown? That's a non-intersecting word. Oh my gosh, no way. Okay, so it's an S word, and then blank, A, and it's got to be an R, E. And it's not... It's not H. Q would need a U also for square. It's not a W. Oh, spare. Yeah, spare. It's got to be. Yes. Awesome. We did it in 3 today. That's cool. We did it in 3. We don't usually do it in 3. We're like, our mental acuity is like high right now. So I started with, I don't have like a starting word. I don't always start with the same word every time. I just, there's no go-to word. I started with the word trace, and there was an A and an E in the correct place, and then an R somewhere. And then mixing around letters, I tried to come up with another non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first letters, and I came up with shown. And there was an S, but no H, so it's not share. And the R had to go in the 4th place, so it had to be S something A-R-E. So swear, spare, what else could we have done? Snare? Oh, it could have been snare, but I already used the N. See, this is why I used that non-intersecting word strategy that I came up with. Yeah, awesome. We did it in 3 today. That's cool. Very cool. Okay, so the Strands puzzle today, the theme is out of this world. Now, if you've never played Strands before, it's kind of like a word search. We're trying to find words that come together to make, we're trying to find, letters hidden within these words, hidden within these letters. Dyslexia is a killer, guys. Out of this world. So maybe this has to do with planets or galaxies or... Let's see. I like looking in corners to start off with. Like here, gravity. Oh, okay, gravity. Out of this world. So stuff in space. I saw gravity. If you guys see anything, shout it out. Science. Science fiction. Okay, so there's our spangram. What is that word? Arrival? Oh, wait a minute. Arrival, gravity, these are like science fiction, space-themed movies. Right? Or is it not just movies? So 3 out of 6. So there's 3 more. Could be like here, here, and here. Moplage. What are other ones? Arrival. Gravity. I mean, Dune. Yeah, Dune. Remember Apollo, what is it, Apollo 11, Apollo 13? Dune. Saline. That is a word. Okay, help me out. Do you see anything? Yeah, I thought I saw Apollo. Am I spelling it wrong? A-P-O-L. But then the other L is gone. Yeah, no. Garp, I'm seeing the same thing you are. I just can't make it. I can't make it fit. Like Ender. Remember Ender's Game? We might need a hint. Oh, duh. Alien. Okay, and then this one is just massive. This one last one, and it's really big. Do you see it? Megalopolis? There it is, Megalopolis. Yep, cool. Oh yeah, Penguin, we did it at the same time. That's great. Megalopolis. Okay. Yeah, good. So science fiction, out of this world. There was Arrival, Gravity, Dune, Megalopolis, and Alien. Cool. Yeah. I know, I thought I saw the word Apollo in there too. It didn't work. All right, so if you've never played Letterboxd before, we are trying to use up all 12 of these letters in this case, 5 words. You can see it right there. It says, solve in 5. There it is. I don't know why it got goofed up like that. Doesn't that seem kind of sideways too? It's like cut off. What? They keep changing the shape of this thing. There we go. Now we can see it. Except the letters are a little goofy. There we go. Okay. All right then. Letterboxd. So we're trying to connect these letters. I see ER. I see ES. That's helpful. There's an H by itself. That's helpful. If you've never played Letterboxd before, we're trying to connect these letters together. Megalopolis. How about... let's kind of familiarize ourselves with it first. There's an E, an N, and a V. An R, H, and L. S, P, W, U, K, I. So the K might be tricky. The W might be tricky too. And we can do it in five words. The key is if we end a word with a certain letter, then the next word starts with that letter. So they kind of chain together, It's tricky to have a K but not a C. Like perk. It's tough to. I don't like ending. I don't like ending on a K because then we have to start the next word with a K. And for a guy that, you know, his first name starts with a K, I have such a hard time coming up with K words. All I come up is kite, and that's it. How about? Wait a minute. How about sunken? Oh, I can't do EN. Dang it, because EN are on the same side. Sunk. Sinker. There we go. We can say sinker. And then rough. We are allowed to reuse letters too. You can totally reuse. Oh my gosh. If we had a T, we could say reupholster. Reupholster. Oh my gosh, what a like college level word. Something. Oh, dang. If the E and the V weren't on the same side, we could say reprieve. Reprise. Someone reprised their role. There's no A. This is a tough one. Elvish. That's a word. Yeah, elvish. And then hue. That's not how you spell hue. Hue. And we just need to get rid of the W now. How about E-W-E for you? Okay, we did it. We did it. Oh gosh. Yeah, pretty good puzzle. Pretty good. We started with sinker, and that got rid of a bunch of letters. The R led us to reprise. Someone that does a roll twice, they reprise their roll. And then the E led us to elvish. Someone that is an elf is elvish. And then H led us to hue, and then we just needed to get rid of the W, so I said U, like, what is that, a female ram is a U. All right, let's recap. Today I was pretty proud of myself with the connections puzzle because we were able to get this one in knowing all of the connections. Like sometimes you get to the last four and you're like, how are these related? I actually got the purple one first, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people got it first because it sort of stood out to me. Sean, Shobin, Sugar, and Shore. There are a couple other things, right? Seamus, different names that Usually I think are they Irish based? I think they're Irish names. To prick, to jab, to pierce, to poke, and stick. I was pricked in my side last night when somebody threw the bag of goo at my car. I was pretty peeved about that. It took me hours, literally hours, to scrub it off of my car because it was like stuck on there overnight. Old Testament books, Daniel, Job. I thought it was Job. No, it's Job. Judges and Numbers. And then radio lingo, copy, negative, over, and Roger. I'm surprised I got that one last, but here we are. Okay, the only rock that humans regularly eat is the first cross clue in the mini crossword puzzle. I love doing the mini. The mini's just like, feels good. You know, it feels good to do. Salt is the only element that you and I would munch on. 10-legged sea creature, the crab. Ones who might be cheesed off or chuffed to bits. They're happy, Brits. Right E, I love that. The question mark is always like a gimmick answer, you know. So, right E, east. Fencing sword, the epee. I don't know how to pronounce that, epee. There's an accent somewhere in there too. Throw in the trash, to scrap. Come up, arise. Cafe latte, the espresso drink. Cable channel that airs March Madness games, TBS. And then a busy buzzer is a B. We just kind of flew through the puzzles today. We're only like a half hour in. We've already got tons of these figured out. The Wordle, right? I started with just any old 5-letter word. I came up with trace. And so the R was in there somewhere, but in the wrong place. And then an A and an E in the correct place. So then I tried a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first 5, which was shown. And the S was in the right place. So there's an S, an R in the wrong place, so it's got to be in the 4th. So S blank A-R-E. Snare was not available. Swear was not available. Share was not available because of that non-intersecting word. So it had to be spare. Pick up the spare. All right. What was megalopolis? I'm going to look that up real quick. If I can spell. Megalopolis. Oh, you know it has to be good because it has Adam Driver in it. Never seen it. What is the point of the megalopolis? Caesar, also rich and powerful, but his ideals prove threatening to his peers. Essentially, the film is about how everyone should follow his vision. Or rather, it's about embracing the future and moving past nostalgia. And empowering artists to show us a path ahead. Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, megalopolis. So, yeah, there were a couple different... there we go. Now I can see it better. Couple of just science fiction pieces. Some are movies. Some are movies based on books. Megalopolis, Dune, Alien, Arrival, and Gravity. Science fiction. Cool. And then we finished off today with Letterboxd. And that's so funny. Why is it like pushed over like that today? Might have to adjust my parameters. So Sinker led to Reprise. E led to Elvish. And then the H led us to Hue. And then I just needed the W. So I said U for a female sheep. So cool. Awesome. Great stream today. Thanks for your help. Figuring out Megalopolis. I needed that one because I have not seen that movie. And I thought the word Apollo was in there, but I guess not. So anyway, if you like what you saw today, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe because I do this every day, especially this week where I have been doing it during the morning because I'm on spring break right now. I usually do it right after school because I teach school. But yeah, if you found it fun or helpful or just wanted to kind of chill out with me and do some puzzles together, give it a like and subscribe. And you guys, thank you. I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.